So what is going on, guys? Today's video I'm going to be taking a look at a triple feed patch antenna that I found on Amazon. Originally I had two omnidirectional circular polarized antennas on my goggles, and for my goggles I'm using the Cobra X's by SkyZone because I wear glasses and the binocular style goggles have just been too expensive for me to afford. So I picked this guy up to see if I can get a little bit better clarity and help with some of the multipathing that I get in the field that I normally fly in. Being in an apartment complex, there's buildings literally everywhere. Everybody's blasting Wi-Fi from their homes, so I was reading up on it and this should help with that. So, alright, let's get into the video and we'll take a look at it. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and turn on the notification bell if you want to be notified for any future videos that come out. Alright, so what we got here is the hybrid triple feed patch antenna, and I think I picked this up for like 14 bucks on Amazon. This is pretty cool because you can have it either right hand circular polarized or left hand circular polarized. Let's see if I can get this in focus. Now, this antenna was designed by a Martin Baert and Robin Thunis. They're the creators of this, but they made it in open source hardware, so anybody can develop these if they want to. What I was looking for was a really good directional patch to hopefully get some better penetration in front of me through obstacles, and also cut down on some of the multipathing that I have. When you use this antenna, they even tell you to make sure that the unused connector gets terminated with a 50 ohm load resistor. I picked up a set of two of these on Amazon for, I think it was about $5 for two of them. I had seen a lot of bad reviews on a bunch of these where they weren't actually measuring up to 50 ohms, and if you're wondering can you use this without the load resistor, you can. But there is a, I believe his name is Donald McNeil. He went into a lot more depth on this and actually hooked this up to a spectrum analyzer so that you can see how it works with and without a terminator on it, and it is a whole lot better having the load resistor on there, and that's so you're not having any signal leaking from this connector right here, or whichever connector you're not using. So this closes the circuit, makes it perform better. And it says right here, make sure you keep this area clear. I'm not exactly sure what that means because I have this sitting in front of my goggles and I was like, does it have to be open behind it? But I'm pretty sure they mean like don't have anything like resting up in this area or something like that. All in all, I really like it. It feels a little bit heavier than what I'm used to, having the two circular polarized antennas on my head, but it's not too bad. I'm going to be playing a couple videos from my DVR, and we'll take a look at that and do some commentary over it. One's going to be with the patch and the other's going to be without the patch antenna, and you'll be able to see some differences. And again, I'm in a really bad multipathing area where I live. Also, I'm going to be having the VTX set to 400 milliwatts. I'm not running it on max, but 400 milliwatts, so if you start seeing some breakup, don't think it's because of the antenna. It's most likely due to not having more power output. So let's get into it. Oh, also, they supply a little pigtail here that comes with the antenna, because obviously if you're trying to screw this on your goggles, you don't have too much room to work with. So that's pretty cool. The only thing that I don't like about it is that no matter how tight you have it, this pigtail wants to swivel, so with the weight of this on here, if you're turning your head or something, you know, especially if you're in long range, you might be in some trouble if it moves out of direction of your aircraft. It's not too bad so far. I'm quite happy with it. So let's get into the DVR. So this first flight right here, this is without the patch antenna. So it'll give you an idea of what it's like with two circular polarized omnidirectional antennas. It's a mouthful. I had a hard time spitting that out. So I get a little bit of breakup when I get behind the brush of these pine trees right here, but that's nothing unusual. Again, I said I'm at 400 milliwatts, so I'm not pushing it. The VTX goes up to 1 watt, but I had, for some reason, just decided to leave it on 400. So you can see I get a lot more breakup right here. It's still flyable though. And then coming over here, I'm going to go behind this green brick wall on this tennis court. Let's see how much breakup we get over here. And this is it's a pretty good distance from where I'm flying from right now. Not too bad, still flyable. Go a little bit further. And in the middle of this, I didn't have any issues with the antenna really swiveling out of direction. The way that I placed it in front of my goggles was so it was still kind of within range. You know, I'm not doing super long range flying with this, so aiming straight at the drone is not super critical for me. So, but and you can see right here, even the two omnidirectional antennas that I had on here originally, they do the job. It's just I was trying to look for a little bit more clarity, like I said. Alright, so we'll cut this here. Now we'll go over to with the patch antenna and see what that looks like. Alright, so here we go with the last flight, and this is with the new triple feed patch antenna. So let's see how this goes. By the way, I am using mixed mode in my goggles. I'm not using diversity. But you can see I come back up here to these pines and I'm still getting some breakup, but in my opinion it's a little bit less. If you want to scroll back through the other video and check that, you go ahead. Pretty similar breakup right here. Not too much more than what it already was. Like I said, this is a huge multi-pathing environment. It's pretty bad. Not so much breakup right there anymore. And you'll see when I get behind this green wall that it's a little bit more steady in the image. And I don't think that's too bad for 400 milliwatts. I mean, I'm going to come around the field over here, and then I eventually end up going over to the far right of me where I launched to just do a test there. And you can see where the omnidirectional antenna kind of picks up where the directional antenna isn't aiming at. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, having a patch and an omnidirectional. So far, though, I'm actually really happy with the results of putting a patch antenna on. I wish I would have done it sooner, and I can't wait to try it out for like a different environment other than here. Like I said, there's Wi-Fi blasting everywhere. So now I'm going to come over to the far side over here, and like I said, you'll be able to see where the omnidirectional picks up. But that's about it. All in all, my opinion of the antenna so far is pretty good. I really like it. I wish it was a little bit lighter, but this is the first patch antenna I've honestly ever used on my goggles, so I'm not too upset about it. I'll be doing some more testing with it once the weather continues to get nicer and nicer outside, and be able to take it to some different locations. Maybe even do a long-range test. I'm using the HV... I don't even remember what VTX I have. I think it's HV30 or something from TBS, but it goes up to 1 watt or above. I don't know why 30 keeps popping into my head, but it's definitely a great VTX. I wouldn't expect anything less from TBS, a great company. But like I said, I'll be doing some more testing with this, and I hope the video helped you out if you're not using a patch antenna already and you got some information out of this that was pretty useful. I feel like I was getting a lot more clarity. You could see where I'd start losing it right there. That's going through all the building. But yeah, I could see a lot more clarity in the image personally, and honestly through the goggles it looks a little bit better than what you're seeing right now from the DVR, but pretty close. So I hope this helped you out, guys. and hope to see you in the next video. Take it easy.